Hello artists, today is Friday, July 31st, 2020. It is our 68th day of sketching together. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great morning. And it's been really, really warm again, so please stay hydrated. We can't drink enough water. They say most of us need 100 ounces to 120 ounces of water a day. So please keep drinking and drinking and drinking. Our body needs that to keep moving and to restore and to just feel okay. So drink lots of water, stay cool, stay hydrated, and we'll get through this heat. So today we're talking about Austrian artist Gustav Klimt. And Gustav Klimt, I've got to look it up really quick here. He was born in 1862 and he died in 1918. And Gustav Klimt loved to use symbols in his art, and he liked to use the color gold. So I'm going to move this a little bit closer. This is The Kiss, one of his most famous, recognizable paintings. And it's a woman and a man, and they've got a blanket wrapped around them, and they're embraced in this kiss. The man is kissing the woman. And you can see the designs that he loved to use. He loved to use rectangles and circles, spirals, different textures to make it more interesting. On the bottom, the pattern is flowers. He would incorporate flowers into his work, and as often his background was abstract and was really the foreground, or the clothing, the cloth, that was so decorative and symbolic. Okay, so that is one image. I'm going to show you a few others of Gustav Klimt, and then we're going to try our own Gustav Klimt today. So if you have some gold crayons or colored pencils, here's another one. You can see how the use of gold. He loved to paint women, and often the women were half nude. So he was probably working from a model, a live model, and he, again, using that decorative gold, much like the the Egyptians and the Greeks used that in their artwork as well. Here's another embrace here. This one is called The Embrace. You can see again the spirals that are coming through and all that decorative pattern. This is one of my favorites, called Danae. So she's a full nude, but she does have some cloth around her and a lot of gold intermixed in the background here. Lots and lots of rich, very rich color. I don't think his Tree of Life is in this book, but maybe it is. So here's a detail of the kiss, so you can see a really nice close detail in all of those beautiful details. So what we're going to try to do today is incorporate some of his elements, the squares, the triangles. I'm sorry, there's sometimes triangles, not in these. Squares, triangles, circles, dots, rectangles, and gold, the golds and the browns and the blacks, to really add those that flair of drama to the work. Sometimes his work was more muted as well, so colors that were just more natural and not so vivid. So we have to remember about artists. They have such a different, they can do an artist like us can do anything, right? We can paint expression in the expressionistic way. We can paint realistically. We can paint abstractly. We can do so many things. Some people can do artwork that looks like a photograph. Others, are more caricature in their work. This is another artist at the back of this book. This is The 3 Stages of Life. We have a copy of this on hand in Tabor Studio, but it's a close-up and it only shows the mother and child. So it's really the aging process. First there is the child, and then motherhood, and then the aging adult. Okay, so we are going to try to do some Gustav Klimt-like work today. So here again, here's another, it's a woman. You might be able to see her face right here. And you can see her gown is so ornamental. And the background, look at all of that work. All of that, those spirals and those effects back there. Almost looking like little creatures and things out of ancient Egypt hieroglyphics. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little Gustav Klimt-like art. So I think we have a lot to learn from artists that come before us. And so what I have done, there's this really cool Gustav Klimt stencil in the Tabor studio, and I've spray painted it. Now it doesn't always spray paint the best because it's been rolled up, and so it's hard to get it to lay flat, but I've had it laying flat for a week. The stencil was laying flat. Here it is right here. I'll show you it. It's right here. It's hard to get it to lay completely flat on the paper, and I had to tape it down a bunch, but pretty good to work with. So what I'm going to do, put that on the floor, I am going to decorate this in Gustav Klimt style. So the tree is spray painted gold, and I am just going to use some Portfolio pastels, and I am going to try to create some Gustav Klimt effects. Now, I love this project so much, and I love Gustav Klimt so much, that when we get back in the studio, I would love to do these trees. So if you are interested in doing one of these Gustav Klimt trees, let me know, because I would be happy to prepare one for you and to make one alongside of you. That's something I love to do. I love to make art alongside the artists who come in the studio. I'm going to try to remember some of the things that Gustav Klimt used in his work. He used reds and oranges, not so many blues if I want to be in this, using this gold. He would have used those in those more realistic paintings that he did. But when he used the gold, he used a lot of blacks, whites, browns, reds. Well, he did use other colors too. Just take another look here. This one he used a lot of golds. I want to look at the kiss and see what he's done there. Okay, so he's used some different colors. There's some teal in there and some purples. So, and a lot of whites too. So I'm going to try to use white. But I remember saying the other day that oftentimes these, I want to say that so many times because it's so frustrating to me. Where is the white? I don't even understand. It's almost like they, that might be the case. They've put two of some colors in here. Two black, two true blues. That might be why they're no longer putting whites in there, and I miss having that color to use. So what I think I'm going to do with my Gustav Klimt tree is Zoe and Bronte are not home today. They are away today, but when they come back, I am going to ask them to add to my Gustav Klimt tree, because I love collaborative pieces too. And when we collaborate, and we have other people add to our art, if we're feeling okay about doing that, really wonderful things can happen. I'll find a white oil pastel, and I'm going to add some white in there. So my tree is a slow process here. I once judged an art show, and I do not like to judge art shows, but sometimes I get asked to do things like that in my life, or I have along the way. And while I don't like to do it, I think I'm a really pretty ethical person when it comes to art making, and I believe that all art has a purpose and a function. And so I believe I'm really, really fair, and so I like to take those opportunities if they're presented. Not, I don't like the art judging piece, but I like to talk with artists about their art and get to know about their art and critique it in a really curious kind of way. Like, tell me more about that. And what if you added black to this area? Or what if you left negative space over here? What would happen? That's how I like to work with artists and critique their work. So why am I saying that? Oh, at this art show, a woman had made a very large tree, much like Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life here. And in it, she used all buttons and sequins to decorate it. And it was really a very magnificent looking tree. And if I recall, I think that she used oil pastels as well. And it was a really cool It was a cool piece of art. It was really successful. Okay, so I'm about to say goodbye for the day. I hope that you have made a big Gustav Klimt tree. Keeping in mind the spirals, so many spirals. Use golds if you can. If you haven't done the art with us today, but you do like the idea of doing this Gustav Klimt tree, come into the studio and I will get one ready for you. Or give me an advance notice because I like to spray paint these at home so we don't have the hallways in the studio smelling like spray paint. That's not good for any of us. So I do it outside at home. Much safer. Okay, so I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to have my girls come home, work on it. Might be a work of art. We might just keep adding all summer long, and maybe I'll bring it back a little bit later. I know I won't bring it back on Monday. I won't have it done. It's going to be take a long time because I've been wanting to do this tree for quite some time. So it gives me a great opportunity to really explore possibilities with it. Okay, have a fabulous day. Have a wonderful weekend. Remember, drink lots of water. Have a healthy lunch. And keep moving and keep art making. And I will see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend.